Hey guys, it's Colleen with YarnWars.com, and today I am bringing you something a little overdue. I do apologize for that. This is a part of the little boxes. This is the beanie, the little box or little boxes scarf pattern. One thing I have to note here is that I did not get as prominent of a boxy look with the hat on this gray one as I did right here, as you could see. Not sure why it didn't come out as much of a boxy look as the other, but it did not, and I hate that. On this yarn here, this is the Caron United yarn, and it came out a little better here. Caron United, and this is fresh green. I don't know. I think this is from an older stash, but 4-weight. You want to make sure you got a 4-weight. But this is using the same pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and work up this beanie, and I'm going to do actually a super fast tutorial here. I will do it beginner level so that you get all of the information you need, but I will not be doing a lot of talking. Yay, you. So there's a first for my videos. I didn't say I won't be doing any talking. I just won't be doing as much. So I apologize. This is my scratched up table. It is, ugh. But today, what you're going to want is your 4-weight yarn, whatever that is, whatever you made your scarf with. I'm using a J-hook. You'll want some scissors, snippers, and a blunt needle for hiding in your tails. And we're gonna jump right into this, guys. I will also give you starting instructions for a full-on slouch hat, which will give you the full pattern throughout. And that actually should look a little more boxy, to be honest, because we're gonna make it the same way we make this, only we're gonna make it wider to fit the head, and then we'll, we could either do that all in one piece, or we could just go back and forth and seam it up the middle. So to start, what you're going to want to do is make your slip knot, cross over, yarn up the back, and pull your yarn through. All right, so I'm going to start. You could either start by making a magic circle, or you can chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then join to that first chain to form a loop there, okay, with a slip stitch. So we're going to start by chaining 2, and we're going to work 12 double crochets into this circle here. So we're going to yarn over, go into that circle, yarn over and pull through, and then we'll yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do this 11 more times. And that should be 12, because we are not counting that chain up so that we can have a more seamless close. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, one more. 12. And then instead of joining into that chain there, we're going to join to the top of our first double crochet with a slip stitch. Okay, and you can pull this tight. At the end, we'll weave that tail into the middle. Apologize for my fingernails, guys. I was so long overdue on this. I was like, oh, I gotta get this done. So for our next round, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to start by working 2 double crochets into that first chain space right there. Okay. And this is a full increase round. So we're going to work 2 double crochets into every stitch around, and you'll have a total of 24 stitches when we complete this round. You know what? I'm going to get this wrapper off of here. It's not adding to my background noise. I just really want to get this done on camera for you guys and out if you have Christmas gifts that you're working up and you want to add the hat to this for a set. So I apologize. I really do for how long I've taken with this. I had a wedding in Kansas to go to. I had a whole lot of stuff going on, so. And I have a cold, so bear with me. I'm just whipping through these rounds here. We're just doing the 2 double crochets in each of the stitches around. So we're starting this out kind of like any other beanie, regular beanie that you would make. 2, 2. And we want to start out by making our increases until we get it to the size we need for the crown. Pause the video to get around this if I'm working too fast. If you're newer to crochet, just pause it after I get you started on the round, because I'll tell you what to do. First double crochet made, not the chain. We're going to work a slip stitch right into the top of that beginning double crochet. We're finished with our second round. So our third round, we're going to chain 2. We're going to work 2 double crochets into that same chain space there. 2 double crochets. And then in the next one, we're just going to work 1 double crochet. In the next one, we're going to do an increase again of 2 double crochets. And then in the next one, we're going to do 1 double crochet. So this is your pattern around in this round. We're going to work our next one, we're going to work 2 double crochets, then we're going to work 1 double crochet, 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1. And you're going to complete this all the way around till you only have 1 left, and you're going to work 1 double crochet into your last stitch here. So go ahead and pause the video. When you start it back up, we will continue on to the next round. I will see you at the end. Okay, we have completed our next round. So just to recap real quick, we started out with 12 double crochets into our first round. Into our second round, we did a full increase. So that we put 2 double crochets into each stitch around, which gives us a total of 24 stitches for the second round. In the third round, we are increasing every other stitch. So 2 double and 1 and 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet. And that gives us a total of 36 stitches for the end of round 3. So go ahead and join that to the top of that first double crochet made. And we've completed round 3. So moving on to round 4. And after I do round 4, you'll know where we're going for the new guys out there. We're going to work into that chain space right there, 2 double crochets, because we are still increasing. And this hat should fit, I would say, I would say this hat would fit 18 to 20, or no, it would fit about 19 to 21 inches, I would say. All right, so we worked our 2 double crochets. We worked our increase into our first chain space. And then we're going to work 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So we're going to go into the first one or the next stitch here and work a double crochet. And then we're going into the next stitch here, working 1 double crochet. And then we're going to go into the next stitch here and we're going to do another increase. So we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next one, 1 double crochet into the next one, and 2 double crochets into the next one. I'll get out of the camera here, sorry. All right, so we worked our increase here. And we're going out of focus. I'm sorry if it did on any of the other part of the video here. I'm just going along and not even checking. So now we're going to work 1 double crochet in each of our next 2 stitches here. And then 2 double crochets in the next. And you're going to complete round 4 this very same way all the way around. 1 double crochet in the next, 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets in the next. Okay, we're going to continue that around till we get to the end. You will have 2 stitches left when you get here after your 2 double or your increase. You're going to work 1 double crochet into each of your last 2 stitches, and the end of this round, the end of round 4, you should have a total of 48 stitches. So go ahead and continue to work that same way. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 2 double crochets. Continue this around and we will meet at the other end. Okay, so we have gotten to the end of round 4 and I just worked an increase with my 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of these last 2, giving me that total of 48 stitches. And then we're going to join to the first double crochet made with a slip stitch, if we can find it. All right, so there we have completed round 4. So moving on, I'm going to show you on this one. I said this should fit about 19 to 21 inches, maybe 22. We did a total on our crown of, let's see, one, two, three, 4, 5. We had a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A total of 5 on this one for with a J hook, and that I just want to make sure I did this one right here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right. So for this type of yarn, and you're really going to have to measure it out as you go to make sure that the crown size is correct. In the written pattern, I will put the crown sizes that you want for the different size hats. So if you want to make a hat that's smaller than 19 to 21 inch hat, you might be stopping right about here and then starting on with the actual little boxes pattern. But it really is going to depend on what yarn you're using. So the best thing to do, guys, is just to use the chart that I supply for you and make sure that this size is correct for the size head that you're making it for before just following what I'm doing, because this one was more, I did 6 on this crown and I did 5 on this. So that just gives you an idea of the difference in the yarn. And that one, The gray one is 4-weight as well. So it is going to vary. But we are moving on to round 5. We are going to chain 2 and work our 2 double crochets, that first increase into the chain space. Next, we are going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So you see what we've done there. We've moved up 1 double crochet each round there in what we're and how we're spreading out our increases. So the next one is going to be an increase of 2 double crochets. Then we'll work 1 double crochet into each of the next 3. And then an increase in your next one. So every 4th one is going to be an increase. Increase, and we're going to go 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. And you're going to do that all the way till you get to the end, and you'll have these 3 left. You'll work 1 double crochet into each of these last 3 stitches, and I will meet you on the other end in just a bit. See you there. 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, sorry guys, little in your face there. Okay, so I just finished for round 5. I just finished my last increase, and then I'm working 1 double crochet in each of my last 3 stitches. So after this round 5, you should have a total of 60 stitches. And then remember to join to the top of that first double crochet made. All right, sorry, my little setup here is shaky. So here is the final on the crown I'm making. And it is the final on this one because it should measure close to what it measured for me. Sorry. I don't want to grab my measuring. This one, we're at 6.5, and there was quite a bit of stretch on this. You want, I would say 6.5 to 7. So you could go out one more round if you wanted to, but that might make it a little too big. And this one fit me perfectly. I want to say I'm a 20 or 21, and I have a big head. So anyhow, make sure you're measuring and using the chart to measure, because if you do that, you should end up with the right size for the crown of your beanie, for the beanie all around. And this one fit me. So, all right, we are moving on to our little boxes. Once we've achieved the size of the crown of the beanie that we want, we're going to actually move on now to our pattern for the little boxes. So how we're going to do that, if you made the little boxes scarf, you probably have this all down pat. But we're going to chain 1. All right. We're going to work our front stitch post half double crochet around the stitch. So for those of you who did not work the scarf, let me just make sure I'm going blind. You guys, I don't know. So we're starting in that same chain space, and we're going to go ahead and work a half double crochet. I'm sorry, not the stitch post yet. We're going to work a half double crochet right into that first, right there. Okay. So from here, we're going to work a front stitch post half double crochet. It's a tough one for me to keep saying. So we're going to do that around these first two, even though we did that half double crochet. So it's kind of like an increase, but it's not. We're keeping up with the seamless join here so that we can join every time into that half double crochet. But we're going to go into that same space and through the next. So you're going through the stitch post. You're not going through the post that you're not going through the double crochet post. So if you were doing a front post half double crochet, you'd be coming down here and going around the whole post of your double crochet. Well, with the front stitch post, we're not doing that. We're going in and through the stitches right there. Okay. We're going to yarn over and pull through. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all three. And then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work half double crochet into this same stitch that you came through. So this is going to cause this kind of depth perception that you're going to see, which makes these boxes, because this is what we're doing through this whole pattern here. And we're getting these beautiful little boxes, but we'll do that again. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go in and through the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through all three. Then yarn over and work another half double crochet into that one that you came through, that second one. So we're going to do that a couple more times, in and through. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through all three. Then yarn over and into, this is the one we came out of. We're going to go right in there and make a half double crochet. In and through, yarn over, whoops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all three, yarn over and make a half double crochet into the stitch you came out of. And you're going to continue this all the way around to the end. And when you get to the end, we are going to meet up so I can get you started with your next row. But this is all there is to the pattern. There's nothing more to the pattern. And you'll see your pattern coming together after a few rows. So if you don't see it in the first couple, keep going. And it may, depending, like I had said earlier, depending on what type of yarn you're using, it may not be as prominent. It'll still be there though. So after a few rows, you should see it coming together. There's only one little twist that we do after each round, and I will get to that. But go ahead and continue doing this to the end, and I will meet you at the other side. See you in a bit. All right, so we have come to the end of our round 6, which is the beginning of our little boxes pattern. And we've gone around and we've worked this front stitch post half double crochet plus a half double crochet into every 2 around. And then we get to the end and we have 1, 2 left. So we're going to yarn over, in and through, pull through and pull through all 3, and then a half double crochet. And then remember, we made that half double crochet in the beginning. We're going to work or that first half double crochet that we made in the beginning. We're going to work a slip stitch into that. And we have completed the first round of the little boxes pattern part of this beanie. Okay, so now moving on to round 7, we want to start by making sure we're focused. Beautiful. And I'm sorry for this. I've got this setup that is shaky. So we're going to work a half double crochet into that first chain space right there. But now, unlike the last round, we're not going to work our first stitches. We're going to work those into the next two. So we're going to yarn over and do our front stitch post half double crochet, and then we're going to go in. Now I'm going to show you something here. This is where the depth of the pattern comes in, where you really start seeing that little boxes look. Okay, so your last round has kind of pulled the stitches backwards a little bit. So you want to make sure you're going into your stitches properly. So we're doing the same exact thing as we did in the last round. The only difference with this one is these are leaning back more. And so when you do your next two, like for instance, you're going to do your next front stitch post in and through, yarn over, pull through all three. All of a sudden it's pulled this second post backwards. See that? How that stitch right there? So when you make your half double crochet, you want to make sure you make it into that back stitch right there. I mean, it's the same stitch, you just came through. You just want to make sure that you go into that stitch properly, because this part actually pulls that back more. And this doesn't happen so much on the last round, the very first round that you do of the little boxes pattern. You don't have that happen so much, but as you grow it, it's going to do this for the rest of your pattern. So you just want to make sure you're going into your stitches right, because that's what's going to give you that boxy look. And I am so sorry about my voice. It's raspy. But you're just doing the same exact thing that you did in the previous round, round 6. All the way to the end. It's my heater kicking in there, sorry. Or my boiler. In essence, my heater. So one more time, we're going in, through, yarn over, and make a half double crochet. And then we're going into the one that we came out of with a half double crochet. Half double and half double into that same stitch. Do this all the way to the end, and I will meet you on the other side. See you there. All right, so now we get to the end. And we have the 2 stitches left there. So we're going to, again, focus, focus, focus. I'm not sure why you don't want to. All right, so we've got the 2 stitches. We're going to work our last 2. And our half double crochet follow-ups. Sorry. And then make sure to work your work into your half double crochet, first half double crochet made there with a slip stitch, and that is right here. All right, so we have finished with round 7. Okay, so every round from here on out is going to be the same as the previous round. We're going to chain 1. We're going to work a half double into that same chain space. Oh, no. Pardon me. We're going to get out of here first. Just joined. We are going to turn our work and chain 1, or chain 1 and turn your work. Work a half double crochet into that first chain space. Remember, that's going to be a little tight. And then we're going to start working over every 2 from there. Our front stitch post half double crochet along with the half double crochet. Make sure to turn your work after every round to keep it consistent. But just go through and make your round 8 the same way as you did your round 7. I will meet you on the other end. Remember, you're just doing the same exact thing in and through, half double crochet and a half double crochet into the same stitch you came out of, in and through, and then a half double crochet into the through stitch, in and through, into the through. Okay, so we're getting to the end here, and we have just our last 2 stitches here. See if I can do this without banging into the, maybe not. Let's move that out of the way so we don't have anything else to focus on. So anyhow, there we go. We've got our last 2 stitches here. In round 8, we're going to go in and work those last 2. And if you end up with more, like one more stitch at the end, then you've miscounted along the way somewhere. You know, maybe you forgot to add, I don't know, maybe you accidentally went a half double crochet into its own stitch or something, but you want to make sure that you're ending with your full box pattern, that front post or the front stitch post half double crochet plus half double crochet into the last stitch, and then we'll join to the half double crochet. First half double crochet made. Whew, sorry. As you grow this, again, you're going to start really seeing the box pattern come out in it. You're going to want a couple more rows, and then you're going to see it, or rounds. But then we've ended round 8. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, or turn our work and chain 1, however you do that. Work your half double crochet into that first stitch there, the one that's a little tough to get into. And then you're going to start working your front stitch post half double crochet over the next 2 plus half double crochet. Okay, so you're going to continue this around. This is the entire pattern. You're going to do the same thing all the way around, and you're going to end in these last 2 stitches. You're going to end with your front stitch post half double crochet plus half double crochet over the last 2. You'll join to the first half double crochet made. So remember to start with a half double crochet. That's where you're going to be joining into, and end with your box pattern. So you're going to go around. Do not forget to chain 1 and turn your work when you're starting a new round. Very important. But go ahead and continue to do this until you grow it to the length that you like. I actually do not know. This one is going in the Dropbox for a donation. This and the gray one, I believe. So this one is 8 inches. 8 inches, almost. So usually I'll do, or 8 inches. Usually I will do 8 to 9 inches, just so it's covering the ears. That's usually long enough for a teenage or adult beanie, and then you can do a little pom-pom if you want. I don't think I really like the pom-pom on the beanie one. I think it might look cute on a slouch. I don't know. But that is all there is to it. So I'm going to let you go ahead and continue. Just pause the video and continue to grow your beanie. I'm going to finish off this last row, and then I will show you quickly how you can end with this ribbed if you like, or you could just end with your boxed pattern. So it's really up to you how you want to end. It's an optional end I will add on to here just as kind of a you know, something that you can do if you want to. But after that, I will show you how to get started on the slouch, if you're going to make a slouch. And the slouch is going to be a full box pattern. There won't be any start like this. With the slouch, we start either by chaining, or, well, you will start by chaining. You'll chain the amount, like for this hat, we ended at 60 stitches. So we would chain 62 stitches, and just to give us that one to work into, because we'll work into the second or third chain. But anyhow, pause the video, finish your workup, and then I will pop back in here after I finish the next round so I can show you how I would make that ribbed beanie, or that ribbed finish if I was going to do that. I will see you in a bit. All right, guys, so I've completed the, let's see, 8th round, and I'm going to join to the first half double crochet I made with a slip stitch. Move that stuff out of here. So now I am going to, I'm obviously not complete with the full hat, but I'm going to show you how you could do this optional finish on the hat to do the ribbed look. Now, if you're a seasoned crocheter, then you most likely already know how to do that. But for those who do not, how I would do this, would go ahead and chain 1. And from here, I'm going to turn my work so that I'm back on the outside of my hat. My tail is on the inside of my hat. But what I'm going to do is I will start in that first space right there, and I'm going to work half double crochets all the way around into each stitch. So this is after you've completely worked your box pattern to the length that you need. Then you're going to do this if you want that ribbed ending. So I'm just going into each stitch with a half double crochet. So in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 for a half double crochet. We're doing that into each stitch around. Now pause this video. I'm going to go ahead and quickly get these half double crochets worked in here, and when you unpause it, it's going to jump right in to the next part. So because I'm not going to clip, or I'm not going to cut this clip, I'm going to just pause this. I'm going to hook onto every loop there is there too. So pause right now, and I will meet you on the other side of this. Okay, actually, I decided to pop back in here a little sooner than the end. I'm getting to the end here, but my camera keeps timing out after a certain period, so I thought I'll finish these off on screen here. So I'm getting to the end here. Go all the way into your last stitch. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and join to the top of that first half double crochet we made, which is right here. And these are kind of bent back a little bit, so go in that with a slip stitch. Okay, we are on, remember, we're on the outside of the hat working. So we have made half double crochets around this entire thing after we have grown our beanie to the height we need. So how we make the ribbed, oh boy, I'm so sorry. How we make the ribbed look. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to start with this first half double crochet that we made here. We're going to make a front post a front post double crochet around this first stitch. So we're going around and we're coming through the actual post of that stitch, not like we did for the box pattern. And we're going to pull through, then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So you finish it off with a double crochet. Into the next one, we're going to work a back post double crochet. So for those of you who are new to this, we're going to yarn over and we're coming in behind the stitch and through to the back. We're going to yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we're completing these as double crochets, but we're working them around the post, and we're just going to alternate around from front to back. And if you're a beginner, you may need to kind of turn this backwards to work into the back for the first few, just till you get comfortable. I'll show you what I mean here. You might need to go turn it and put it through around the back post that way so that you don't mix yourself up here. But what this is doing is it's creating that ribbed effect. And then into the back. Whoops. It appears that I am going to have some issues with it as well. Front post double crochet and back post double crochet. Doing this through the camera as I'm looking through the camera here. So you're going to do this all the way to the end. You're going to work front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post. You alternate that all the way to the end. And when you get to this last one, you'll work your last post and then you'll slip stitch into the top of the first front post half double crochet, or I keep saying half. The front post double crochet that we made, you'll slip stitch into that. So what I would do to extend that is when you've finished and you've slip stitched, chain 2, don't turn, but start doing the same thing again. Work a front post double crochet around that first front post double crochet, work a back post around the back post, front post, so that you grow that band out to whatever length you like. So this one I did 2 rounds. There's 2 rounds where I worked the front post, back post alternate. So that's how much of a band I got for that, and that was fine for me. But you can make it even bigger, however big you want. Even if you wanted to make it more of a slouch hat, you can have more of a band on there. So that ends our beanie. When you're finished, for beginners, you're going to want to hide your tails. Okay, so the best thing to do for your centerpiece, real easy on hiding the tail. For this, take your blunt needle and just work it around the inner circle here. Work your tail in to the inner fibers here. I don't usually use this big of a blunt needle, and for some reason I can't find my other one. So I must have left it laying around somewhere in the house when I was working on these. So you just work it around, and I even come behind it to lock it in and go back through a few more. I'm not going through the other side, just through the inner part of that, pulling it, and then you'll just clip it off right there, wherever your scissors may be. Just clip it off close to your hat, and that is that. And if you want to make a pom-pom, you just pull the strings from your pom-pom through. I do have a pom-pom video You can look on my channel. You should find it on there. And it shows I've got a pom-pom that will not fall apart. So it's kind of it's an easy workup. But that's how you're going to do that. And then you'll hide your tail on the end of your project as well, just going through as far as you need to until you feel comfortable that you've hidden this enough. And then snip it off and you are done. So the next thing I wanted to show you is the slouch version. So I'm not going to go real far in depth here. I'm going to pause this for a moment and jump back in because I need to grab another skein of yarn. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so for the slouch version of this hat, you can make it one of two ways. First, we'll go ahead and make our slip knot here. All right, and then we shall focus and get our stuff out of the way again so we can focus. There we go. And what we'll do is we will, for this size hat, we're going to chain as many as we left off with. So for our increase rounds. So for this one, the hat that we made, the beanie size, that will be 60 stitches plus 2. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to take me a while. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $55, $56, $57, $58, $59, and $60. And then we will work 2 more. 1, 2. So we're going to go into, starting this, we're going to go into this 3rd stitch here. Okay. And we're going to go either one of 2 ways, like I mentioned. We'll either take our strand and just work it like we would a scarf, the little boxes scarf pattern. And we'll work it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until we get the height that we want for our beanie or our slouch. We can either do that, or you can take this, make sure that your stitches are not all twisted here. And mine will be to the end. And honestly, I mean, for those who are very particular about what they do, you don't want these to be all twisted, but I've had them twisted before. It's really not as big of a deal. So we just join to that last stitch after making sure everything is straight with our chain. And we go ahead and pull that strand through to form a slip knot or slip stitch. And that way we are putting ourselves in the position to start our hat like this, so that it is a continuous circle of the pattern all the way to the top. So if we do it this way, you're not going to have to seam anything up the side, but you're going to want to do this the same way. We'll chain 1 and into the same chain space. Oh, I'm going to work this the correct way, into the same chain space, you're going to work your half double crochet. And then over the next 2 stitches, so this one and this one, you're going to work your front post or front stitch post, half double crochet, oops, sorry, and then a double crochet into that through stitch. You can do this, or you can start by making a round of half double crochets, which is what I would suggest. Work 1 half double crochet into each of your 60 chains around, and then chain 1, turn, and start with your box pattern after that, doing what we did with the beanie. So this one I'm not giving you a lot of info on, and if I need to redo a video just for this one, I will do that. But I just want to get you started, and you could kind of see how that works up. You could start it, like I said, in the box pattern. You'll just do that front stitch post half double crochet plus half double crochet into each around till you get to the end, then you'll join it to the top one. Once you finish that, you'll chain 1, turn your work your half double crochet into the chain space, and then start again over the 2 all the way to the end, join, and you'll just work this like you're working this section of the beanie. So the only difference is you're not going to have this. This is kind of an easy grow to the size you need. And then you go into the pattern. So the beanie is definitely an easier way to go. Or if you're okay with stitching up the side, it's just as easy to do the scarf version. But this shouldn't be hard at all. If I get a lot of confusion on the slouch end, like I said, I will do its own video. But the beanie was the one I really wanted to knock out in here for you guys. And I'm sorry if I took longer than I planned or than necessary for some of you, but that is it in a nutshell. So we've got our beanie pattern for our little boxes scarf. Got that? So for those of you who are wanting to make a set, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you don't have any problems with it. If you do, please comment below, and I will do my best to help you with whatever I can. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel for patterns to come. I promise not all of them are so quick, and I promise you not all of them are so quick. Unfortunately, as many of you know, I do a little bit of chatting, but this one hopefully got right to the point on the pattern end. And then I hope you'll visit us over at our Facebook group or other social medias, Instagram, Pinterest. Links to the social media for Yarn Wars are down in the description below. And let's see what else. I think that's it, guys. But I hope you guys all have a very, very Merry Christmas. I've really enjoyed this pattern, and I hope you do too. And I will see you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.